ค่ะหลังจากที่เราฟังในเรื่องเกี่ยวกับเชิงปริมาณไปแล้วใช่ไหมคะเรื่องต่อไปนะคะก็เป็นหัวข้อเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของการประเมินเชิงคุณภาพค่ะหัวข้อต่อไปที่จะบรรยายในวันนี้คือ Discourse Active Learning and Qualitative Assessment โดยเราได้รับเกียรติอย่างสูงค่ะจาก Associate Professor Takanori Kawamata จาก Meisei University ประเทศญี่ปุ่นค่ะซึ่งปัจจุบันนะคะท่าน Associate Professor Takanori Kawamata ท่านดำรงตำแหน่ง Associate Professor ใน Department of International Studies Meisei University ประเทศญี่ปุ่นค่ะโดยประเด็นการวิจัยที่ท่านสนใจนะคะหลักๆก็คือ Discourse Analysis Holistic Learning Qualitative Methodology เป็นต้นนะคะลำดับต่อไปนะคะดิฉันใคร่ขอกราบเรียนเชิญท่าน Associate Professor Takanori Kawamata บรรยายในหัวข้อ Discourse Active Learning and Qualitative Assessment ค่ะขอเสียงปรบมือให้ท่าน Associate Professor ด้วยค่ะ
So next will be the topic is all about discourse, active learning, and qualitative assessment, which will be presented by Associate Professor Takanori Kawamata from Meisei University.
Thank you very much for inviting me with this opportunity. And I would like to firstly, if you have any break, unfortunately, we don't have any break time, so please feel free to go out and inside. I don't mind. So please feel free to be to hearing about my presentations. Before I would like to start, I would like to express my gratitude towards Dr. Pakom Pachabam and Dr. Latana Boisson and Dr. Onthajit Pansley. Thank you very much for inviting me and also having me with this opportunity. So I would like to have small presentations because my way of assessment is slightly different from the Dr. Jimmy De La Torre, and also yesterday we have Professor Dr. Sirichai. He also have the quantitative assessment, but this time I would like to share with you about the qualitative assessment approach in order to assess other approaches in terms of the competency. So today I would like very briefly about educational context in Japan, and also the several conceptual frameworks, and also the case study, and also going to the qualitative assessment. And my speech will be around 45 minutes to 15 minutes, because I would like to discuss with you. So if you have any questions, then please let me know. I would like to keep. I'm not so much good at monologue type of lecture. I would like to hear your voice will be heard. So it will be nice if you have any questions and comments. So in the context in Japan, right now the Japanese government, unfortunately in Japan, the educational context is right now is going to be reforming by the globalizations, because Japan is right now behind from the economical point of view. The GDP is going to be a decline, and also the people of the labor market is not work well in Japan. So the Ministry of Education is going to be drastic change into the curriculum policy and also the language policy. So as you see, the 2018, so that means 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the public elementary school introduced the English education in public school. That is the anxiety-free environmental learning environment, and also the classroom teacher, and with the English have to be taught in classroom teacher rather than foreign language teacher. So that means the classroom teacher have to teach English in their classroom 3 times in a week. And also real-life needs and communication strategies is more focusing on, rather than to teach the vocabulary or syntax or grammar Firstly, they need to understand the communication strategies. Then, after that, they have learned in the vocabulary-wise and also the grammar-wise. So the English teaching, especially for my topic, will be the English education. So if you want to be a teacher in English, it will be nice if your comments and welcomed. So that in the English is now taught in third grade, the age of 8, that they have started from the English lesson until the age of 18, the secondary school. But previously, like I am, traditionally we have focusing on forms. So it's based on the grammar or structure and syntax, that kind of things is that we have taught. But right now, in 2018, the government will be changed more focusing on communicative approach rather than the structural based. Okay, then why the people are more focusing on the communicative competence or communicative approaches? I think some of your institutions is also have communicative way of teaching, I guess, in English. In Japan, yesterday, Professor Shirichai is also pointed out that we need to have the skills and also the very much holistic competence, because the government stated that the global competency, we need to have not only single competence is enough, the working in the real life context, but also the language, you can see the first one is a language competency. So there is a fluency and also accuracy of English, and also communicative competency is more focusing on attitude, positive attitude, and also how to form a good relationship while they are working in the actual site. And also, of course, the intercultural competencies too. So it's a tolerance, sometimes it's very much different from your culture or your cultural norm or the way of thinking. But we need to tolerate sometime and to figure out why we are different. That is the more important part. And also flexibility and resilience. That is also the really important part. Because the people are changed, society are changed, world is changing still. So we need to be more flexible in order to adapt the social change, because we don't know how we change, and also how the world itself, the world doesn't know how we change. So we need to adapt the situations, and also resilience. Sometimes, let's say, very much great pleasure to doing something. So sometimes you have tired, but you need to get up early, or you need to recovering soon, then to try once again. So that is the resilience. And also IT skills. In the Japanese government stated that the 2 key points of that global competency is that one is the globalization, and the other one is a digitalizations. Right now, yeah, as you see, you're also using the cell phones, smartphones, many of the digital the things. But the digitalization and the globalization is a key issue for the Japanese future. And also the multiple leadership and the curiosity. So these are the competencies is at how the government says that how we need to achieve for all students from a first to elementary education to the tertiary education. So in terms of the English, as we are doing, the non-native speaker interaction is increased, like now we are. Because I'm not a native speaker of English, you are not a native speaker of English, but we need to talk, we need to discuss about certain topics, or we need to get the job done. We are doing some kind of project. So this SLA, the past SLS second language acquisition study shows that we are like I am. As you have already noticed, my English is not higher enough as a professor. But still, you can understand my message. And then that will be nice. That will be okay in this period of time. Because I'm still learning the English more accurately. But still, the more important part is that how my message conveys and how you understand my message is more important. So I am not good English speaker, but I am not deficient communicator because I can communicate with you, even my limited English, as the same as you, I think. You are very. I think I talk with some of your students, then they're very shy, because they say that, oh, my English is not good enough, or my English is not perfect. But I don't care because I'm not perfect person. So that's more important part is that we need to have a forming a relationship. That is more important part. So that is kind of is also based on the recent study of English language learning. So English as lingua franca is the allies from the interactions. So the more focusing, we need to focus on the interaction. Interaction is a very critical for us to using English. I know the several SLA study have been changed, like an input-output hypothesis, and many hypotheses is there. And some of you have believed that input is a very important part. Yes, I think, yeah, of course, the input hypothesis is one of the key theory of the English language. But yeah, let us remind it yesterday, Professor Shirichai's words that we need holistic approach. Not single approach cannot solve the problem. So we need to have more different perspective. We need to have more different perspective. And then the English as a lingua franca is now the situation like here. So we are going to talk in English, and my English is not enough. But still, we have mutual effort. You need to effort, and I have to effort. So we have mutual effort to negotiate the understanding each other. That was the ELF, that's recent SLA study. Languaging is also, so the language, is that the language concrete? Do you think language is the person have, the person's possessions? That's the language person's of possessions. Like this kind of conversation, or let's say, the classroom, your students is still limited to English, but still they are going to try to speak certain messages. So then the language is not the static things, but also they need to shaping the knowledge. The processing is a very important part. So of course the language we can measure. If we regard the language as a static object, then yes, we can measure or we can assess how much knowledge about the language. But in terms of languaging, that is a process. This is now we are doing a languaging practice, let's say. So I'm going to show you a very much not much, but I'm going to show you the samples of the data itself. So the discourse. Why we needed this is the notion of the discourse, is a taking for granted the behaving, interacting, valuing, the believing among the certain people of the community. So this is the notion of discourse is a very important part in order to understand the people. Certain discourse have a certain way of thinking, certain way of behaving, certain way of thinking, or certain way of clothing, how to wear the clothes. That is a discourse. And the Amy Tsui is also pointed out that teachers and students going to construct the understanding, the laws of the relationship in order to the involvement the classroom. So that means there is no student who doesn't have motivated. no unmotivated students. This is the process. So that the process while they are going to be adapting or literate the discourse, classroom discourse. I'm going to show you the good example of how the discourse works and also the languaging works in the actual classrooms. Okay, so then let me ask you the questions. How do we fostering global competency in your classroom then? What approaches might be effective? In Japan, as I said before, the first part, that is a conventional kind of lecture type. Now I'm doing this. The teacher-centered is kind of one way approach, but it's easy to the mass product. So I'm very surprised that too many people are now listening my speech. But this is the lecture can be the mass productions and also explicit knowledge. Okay, so let's say teaching outcome, it's kind of practices, but still is a receptive because still the teacher-centered. So in terms of the students, so there's more internship teaching outcome is slightly practices, but it's not authentic or real life situation. Okay, so how do we fostering the students who have the global competency? So then the project-based education will be the one way to solve this issue. The project-based education is that we are going to form a certain project with the students or children and having the learning the project. Through the learning the project, they have obtained different competencies or different skills, let's say. And this is kind of hands-on learning, and also the focus is to get the job done. So it's more focusing on learning outcome is a more important part in this project-based educations. So while they doing while they are learning. So learning by doing is a very important concept of this project-based educations. So this is very briefly about what is a project-based educations. It is, so it's the project-based or the practice-based is more sometimes people tend to think that, oh, okay, so there's no theory, just do it. I think it's okay sometimes, but it is more important part is that any practices framed by certain concepts. And this time, I would like to explain about my actual project, but this project is also framed by discourse on languaging and English as lingua franca. So you need to bridge the theories and also practices. Otherwise, that's kind of intuition, the kind of teacher's intuitions, or the only kind of the learning achievement sometimes is very much blurred. Otherwise, so you need to focus the goal. That is a more important part. And Meisei University, by the way, Meisei University in the Tokyo area, and we have a different project-based. Like this is the project of a UNHCR, United Nations of High Refugee. So we have the filming festival within the university on campus. This is the Cambodian fieldwork, which is to teaching for the Cambodian children about the science show with the Cambodian university students, the Panisastra University. So they are going to, so Meisei students go to the Cambodia, Siem Reap, and then they are prepared for the science show by their own materials, not bringing the Tokyo, buying there to make the like ice cube or the salt and the water or that kind or the like a balloon magic. You have the normal water or sugar water. Then the sugar water cannot break. They are really thick. So there's that kind of show they can for Meisei students do. And while the Panyasastra University students going to negotiate with go to the market or the teaching plan, making a teaching plan. Okay. This is one of another my project, which is the working in the fusion cuisine. This is the Modena University in Italia, and their students and our students going to make a fusion cuisine, Italian and Japanese cuisine. So new type of food, let's say sushi on the cheese, like that, which is not, I think, it's not tasty though. But they're going to discuss and actually making and how much did it, so they can find it delicious combinations of the two. And this is a Belarus field work. Do you know the Republic of Belarus? Somewhere yes, somewhere no, yeah. So the Republic of Belarus needs to more promote. So that's the embassy of Belarus in Japan asked us that to please make a promotion video with the students in the Belarus Economic University. So they are going to, we are going to go to the Minsk, Belarus, and to collecting data with the students. Of course, we can't use this is my class, but I can't speak Russian, and they can speak Japanese. So our common language is English. So all these projects is based on English. We need to communicate in English because different languages. We don't have any language class in Italian or the Cambodians. That kind of the project-based class we have. Okay. Then I would like to showing the first example of the Meisei Summer School project, which is my project. This is the international students, my department, International Studies Department, which is the intercultural and also interdisciplinary approach. So I'm going to show you very briefly about the project. So this is the project for the teaching English and Chinese to the local kids. So forming a group of 5, and then from an age group is a different, from a first grader to first year students to the 4th year students. They can come to join the project, and also the affiliate sister university students is coming and staying 2 weeks. Also the international volunteer from all over the world. So they are also coming on the campus, and 2 weeks, and the first week we're going to prepare how to teach English to the kids with international volunteer. So let's say 5, the member is 5, 2 is an international volunteer who is from the other side. The 3 is a Meisei students, but the Meisei students is not always Japanese. We have the exchange students from Thailand, China, Taiwan, and different areas that as the exchange students. So it's kind of mixture group of they are going to teach English. As you see, this is he's from Gambia. And also it's for the kids are going to teach. We are going to teach as a team teaching style, and also we are going to rehearsing, as you see, the students from Romania. So the purpose of this project with the children is learning English and Chinese for the practical purpose. As you see, geographically, Japan is an island. It's very rare to speak English in the daily life for the children. So this is good practicing for the children. And also participants, the university students and the international volunteer, it is good for their experience as international collaboration project. And also for the researchers, as good for the research site of intercultural working site. most of the literature have the issue that they can't collect authentic context of the intercultural interactions. Sometimes you have doing the kind of let's say, kind of role play. Or okay, you are doing the company HR manager, and I'm going to do the job recruiters, or that kind of things. But this is a more authentic context. So they are going to teach with the international volunteer. Of course, they are living in the 2 weeks, so they are going to cook, and also they are sharing their the beds, or sometimes they make their own food too. And also they are having lunch with the kids, so it's forming a good relationship with the children. And most of the international volunteers and also affiliated university students cannot speak Japanese. So even in the children have to speak to English for everybody. So I would like to show you a small the video of what we are doing now, doing the project. Start. See, this is a team teaching.
Okay, one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Jump, 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 jump. Spin, 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 stop. I can count to 20.
Now, your turn, okay?
So you can see that this is a team teaching, like the blue shirt guy. The guy in the blue shirt is a kind of main teacher. But while their teammates say that children to discipline, okay, please be quiet. So that they are going to work with other team. Not only the teacher starts teaching kind of solo teaching style, but also that they're going to be the teaching with the team. As you see, this is a Chinese teaching too.
One more time.
Okay, yeah. So you see the guys in the center is the main teacher. He's from a British, but and also next is that Thai exchange students from Thailand, and the Japanese students there, and also the Hungarian girls there. So it's this kind of the project. We have the 2 weeks as a class. This is my class, so I'm going to teach this class. So once again, the languaging, while they need to discuss about how to teach English or how to sing a song, as you see, they didn't have much the rehearsal, so it's sometimes they're moving, though their motion is random, but still they need to more practices, while they are teaching. And this is the languaging. I'm going to show you how the languaging is occur in a certain place. And also situated holistic communication is very important to forming a good relationship, even limited English. So it's a kind of solidarity markers and social protocols. And you can see the women wearing the black shirts, she is a first year student. She is 18. This is the first time to participate of this project. Now they are discussing about her teaching plan. You can see.
Separate to the 2 teams. Do you remember? Right?
This side, left and right. So
But we just have to stay on the left, and they just go in the middle. From the middle, go back. Back is now our camp in the middle to the left.
But like,
One way.
what made you confused when like all of them stay together? What made you worry about that?
See, this is her class. So her class, but she only sitting. not joining the discussion. The Romanian girls and also the Vietnamese female going to try to be creating something new teaching. So then let me ask you the question. This female is a good learner or a bad learner? What do you think? Is she unmotivated student? At part, yes. At part, yes. There's some aspect, yes, but because she didn't any engagement. But she's she only sitting, but only listening. So does she have a learning?
If I'm audience,
Let's look at the.
This thing. そこから since no I'm old what since we've been in this okay like balance we can balance.
So this is the also at the fourth day of their discussion. As you see, she's going to try. She only say that since and balance and like this the kind of gestures. But the Vietnamese girls and also the Romanian girl get the point of that what she want to say. So that's the Romanian girl recasting that so our team balance is good. So this even she is not on the other aspect is she is not unmotivated student. She don't know how to behave or she don't know how to say in this kind of English discussions. That is so this is the languaging while she is helping with their teammates to how to generating her English. But still she's tried to be speak in English this time. Because this object, the objective of this project is becoming an international language user and accountable team member and positive learner. So this is the objective of this class, this course. So in order to, you can see, in order to achieve these three aspects, I'm not talking about accuracy or fluency, just to become the international language user. Then, how do we evaluate the female then? Shall we test or shall we doing the writing report? Maybe, yeah, as the Dr. Jimmy De La Torre have already argued this morning that we need to figure out firstly the items, but in this time so many items or so many, let's say, noises are around there. So the evaluation is not enough for the testing or writing report or that kind of the single person's observation. It's not enough for the teaching. So this time I have a qualitative assessment which includes that 360-degree evaluations and also narratives. So this approach is focusing on process, like a commitment or leadership and teamwork. So 360-degree evaluations, some of you have already familiar with this, but we are going to assess the students, A, the competency, and B, a level of commitment. So that students, they themselves set a goal by themselves, and also how to achieve their goal. And also, evaluator is not a teacher. It's not only a teacher, but also their teammates, or we have a student assistant. So assistants, student assistants, and senior students or junior students going to evaluate his or her performances. So that is called 360 degree, because so juniors to seniors, they have the evaluate for the certain students because they are teammates. They understand how their performance was good or bad, or not only the good or the bad measurement. This evaluation's advantage is that we have multiple informations, not only teachers' observations, but also the teammates have, she's tried as much as she can, or she's going to have showing certain energy without teachers looking at. So that these kind of things is advantage. Of course, the disadvantage, sometimes the peers are very much lenient. Okay, let's say soft evaluator, or some student is a hard evaluator based on the human relationship sometimes. Okay, so this is a 360 evaluation sheet. You see, there's three categories of this time. One is educational achievement. The second one is working with international volunteer. So it's a kind of intercultural competencies. And the three is a team management. So teamwork is a very important asset. And the items is that the students made themselves. They have some kind of their objectives because they know what they can do or what they cannot do. Then self-evaluations, teammate evaluations, the teaching assistant evaluations, and teachers evaluations. So this is the style of MBO, management by objectives. I think some of you have already familiar with. Some company have already included this kind of evaluations, the management by objectives. So the worker, or this time learner, is have achievement. But achievement means that I+1. Right now, their current competency was a little bit higher, or they need to have more higher level of the style. And also, the goal needs to be a concrete and clear, and they can understand. Let's say, I will do my best. Do you think the item is okay or not? I'll do my best. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, because we don't know. The other people cannot see they're doing the best or not. So they need to more concrete and clear achievement and can understand. After the teaching period, and also we have a individual meeting, individual interview for each other. Let's say, the first one, let's look at the first one. I gave my teaching plan to everyone. I did 45 minutes mock lesson more than 2 times. This is very much concrete. People can see, she have done 45 minutes mock lesson more than 2 times. Then she gets the certain amount of point. So it's this kind of a clear and also an understandable achievement. Yeah, this is the actual one, so you can see the first years. Yeah, one, and you can see it here. You can see here more easier to see. But then her objective, her item, is that I'll try to use English as much as I can in front of the international volunteer. So self-evaluation is a 6, but the teaching assistance is a 1. So why this kind of difference? Where this gap is coming from? And we also have the certain the criteria, let's say. So what is a 1 means, or what is a 10 means? So 1, nothing achieved. But she herself is that there are many improved points to achieve the items. So at least she tried to do as much as she can. But for the senior students say that she didn't any achievements. So why this difference is come from? That's why we need a feedback. The teacher says, and also teachers going to talk with the students. I'm also doing the interview. Okay, why you think this is the difference? So difference. Then the students realize, maybe my certain achievement is not enough the criteria of this summer school discourse, let's say. So the summer school discourse is not someone decided, okay, this is a discourse, but it's kind of a naturally occurring how to behave or how we achieve certain goals in order to meet with the objectives. So yeah, this is the formative assessment. So 360 degrees of formative assessment, and also that we need to, concrete index, and also the focus is a competence or contributions, because some of the high knowledge or high competent students have done many great jobs, but still she needs more higher level. So she needs to more focusing on the certain index for the good students or even the lower competent students. And also another way of evaluate is a learning outcome, which means the narrative. And the narrative is a very much important asset for the qualitative assessment, because everyone has the certain story, let's say, their learning process. But teacher can see the learner's motions or movement or practice, but we don't know their minds, how they think, how they get over the problem. So we have 3 different types of the narratives. One is a personal narrative, and second is a team narrative and reflexive narrative. This is a personal narrative, so they can write down about their narrative, about what is the most difficult moment for you in these 2 weeks. Then students can write this kind of their story themselves, which we don't know. And these are only one narratives, but after the project is finished, all students write about these motions. Then we can realize that certain problems have a different angle. Like in this time, she arguing about that she didn't make any effort to the team, because I have only sitting down, or I have only my senior students told me what I have to do, then I didn't do anything. That is my worst moment in the summer school. But on the other, the narratives, which is the other teams says that each individual have a different story, then we are going to make case study. Is it problem or not to making a team? So once again, we are forming a team, then they are going to make a case study of their moment of the conflict. Is it work?
Oh, it's time. See you.
It's time?
Yes, it's time.
Oh,
see you.
Okay. I'll see you. See you. Okay. まだ何も終わってないね。マテリアルもレッスンプランも終わってないのね。
また自分たちだけで。
そうね。また作るしかない。
じゃあ俺らマテリアル。
そうね。ちょっとカラフル。オッケー。聞いてお願いします。
じゃああと頼むわ。
オッケー。オッケー。オッケー。オッケー。
So their problem is that they didn't have any time management. They have issue of the time management, because the international volunteer needs to go back home at a certain period of time. But still, the Japanese students are working very late at night without any consultation with the international volunteer. So the next day, the international volunteer coming back and they're seeing their teaching material and said, oh, it doesn't work. And then they are, once again, they are remaking the creations. So what is the problem? I think one is that, yes, the teamwork, because the international volunteer is not the teacher. They are not judging good or bad. They need to negotiate how this work or how this is not work. And also they also say that, yeah, the time management, they can work very late at night, but it is not good for the punctuality because they have a 1 week teaching session, not only a 1 day, so they need to continuous the working. But while they making a case study like this, they reflectively understand what is what is the issue or what is the problem of that. So this is also another learning outcome. And this one is once again in the personal for the to have the message.
Hi Stella,
to
it's me
international brand,
Senu.
yeah.
Let me cheat a little bit. So today, I would like to talking about my appreciation to you and our memory of in MSSP. So first of all, like you remember when you come to Japan the first day, I forgot to give you the room key. So you remember, you unfortunately you stayed. You slept with.
See, so he's also tried to talk to the teammates for the international volunteer about their memoirs and also how they changed through the interaction with the international volunteer. So this is also, he's also second year student and his English level is not enough high, but still you can see he's trying to kind of to say by himself. So as you see, while the summer school, we are going to collaboratively, so making creations by the peers. Then they're going to come back to the individual, so then the individual still can do the more reflexive narratives.
Hi, Stella.
So the learning, so this is the learning of, we need to more the cycles of learning. So we have the goal settings, and we have done the project, evaluation, and self-reflections. Then we need to show the further learning, because the project-based is not finishing on the one moment, or it's not disconnect to the other subjects. We need to more holistically to further learning, because the project is going on. Themselves, life goes on, as the same as the life goes on. So they have the goal settings, the further learning, and so that they are going to step more further learning. That's more important part. It's not only so we have a project, get done, the students immediately learning. It's not that kind of simple. So we need to have doing some wonderful project. Then you need to have we need to have more evaluations, and also the reflections and feedback is a more important part. Okay, so this is the end of the interim conclusions. That is so paradigm shift is necessary for the teachers, because the teacher is also a learner, and that's why you are here. Most of you are I regard most of you are teacher, and teacher is not students, but teacher is a learner. I'm also the learning to hear from you. So that's the paradigm. It's a learning. We are going to fostering their learning, how they learn or what they learn. So it's this kind of active learning style or the project-based learning style. And as the Professor Jimmy Delatolo is also pointed out, that the holistic evaluations is very much important part. One single evaluation is not enough for different contexts. And also once again, Dr. Shirichai is also saying that formative and summative assessment needs to be a more holistic. Like this morning, the Dr. Jimmy Delatolo's talking about CDMs. That is really, really effective if we having a certain items or certain achievements we understand, then the CDM is really, really important because CDM is also focusing on the process. It's not that dichotomy, yes, correct or incorrect. That is the CDM is also showing the process. And my way, the project-based learning is also to have that qualitative approach, assessment, but still qualitative assessment not enough. How much knowledge they get. So then we are going to combine between the two. So the discourse approach, because the learning is situated. Learning is not only a textbook. Among the people, among us, knowledge can create. We can create a knowledge. So this, I believe, this is based on the Vygotsky's the social cultural theory. So that's why I would like you to have the question in order to create a knowledge. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much for a wonderful speech. And so now we can do summarize in Thai a little bit by Dr. Achala.
ขออนุญาตสรุปสาระสำคัญนะคะจากสิ่งที่ท่านอาจารย์ทากาโนริคาวามะตะแห่งเมเซ University ได้พูดนะคะเมื่อเช้าได้ขออนุญาตท่านอาจารย์สรุปไว้ดังต่อไปนี้นะคะสิ่งที่ท่านอาจารย์คาวามะตะบรรยายจบลงไปนั้นนะคะเป็นการอธิบายถึงความสัมพันธ์ระหว่างวาทกรรมหรือว่า Discourse ที่ในภาษาไทยเรียกว่าวาทกรรมแล้วก็ Active Learning และการประเมินเชิงคุณภาพค่ะซึ่งวาทกรรมนี้นะคะท่านอาจารย์ก็ได้อธิบายว่ามันเป็นพฤติกรรมที่ได้จากการปฏิสัมพันธ์การให้คุณค่าความคิดความเชื่อการพูดคุยของคนบางกลุ่มหรือบางชุมชนนะคะซึ่งวาทกรรมในที่นี้อาจารย์ได้เน้นไปที่วาทกรรมในชั้นเรียนค่ะหรือว่า classroom discourse นะคะคือการที่ครูและนักเรียนได้สร้างความเข้าใจในบทบาทและความสัมพันธ์ของพวกเขาและความคาดหวังของการมีส่วนร่วมในชั้นเรียนของพวกเขานะคะซึ่งอาจารย์ก็ได้อธิบายแล้วก็เปรียบเทียบให้เห็นว่าการบรรยายแบบที่เป็นการสอนดั้งเดิมกับการบรรยายแบบที่เป็น active learning ในคลาสที่เป็นคลาสทางด้านภาษาที่เป็นภาษาที่มาจากหลากหลายประเทศนั้นเป็นยังไงนะคะมันเป็นเพราะเหตุผลใดจึงต้องปรับเปลี่ยนก็สืบเนื่องมาจากเมื่อเร็วๆนี้กระทรวงศึกษาธิการวัฒนธรรมกีฬาวิทยาศาสตร์และเทคโนโลยีของประเทศญี่ปุ่นค่ะได้ปรับเปลี่ยนนโยบายโดยมุ่งเน้นการปฏิรูปการศึกษาทั้งระบบเพื่อรับมือกับโลกาภิวัตน์แล้วก็รับมือกับลักษณะชีวิตของคนที่เปลี่ยนไปที่มีลักษณะของความกระตือรือร้นที่เต็มไปด้วยพลังและความสุขของชีวิตซึ่งอาจารย์ท่านใช้คำว่า Seize of Life นะคะซึ่งเป็นสมรรถนะหลักของโลกในช่วงนี้นะคะโดยที่หน่วยงานที่ชื่อ IBC ค่ะก็ได้กำหนดสมรรถนะหลักของโลกในปี 2017 ไว้ 7 ประการนะคะดังที่อาจารย์ได้นำเสนอในสไลด์ของอาจารย์ไว้แล้วนะคะก็คือเช่นสมรรถนะทางด้านภาษาสมรรถนะทางด้านการสื่อสารสมรรถนะทางด้านการสื่อสารข้ามวัฒนธรรมความยืดหยุ่นนะคะความเป็นผู้นำสมรรถนะทางด้าน IT เหล่านี้นะคะซึ่งเป็นสมรรถนะหลักของโลกซึ่งจะปรากฏในสไลด์นำเสนอของอาจารย์ไปแล้วนะคะและรัฐบาลญี่ปุ่นค่ะก็ได้ส่งเสริมวิธีการเรียนรู้เพื่อมุ่งสู่การพัฒนาสมรรถนะหลักโดยใช้วิธีการเรียนรู้แบบ active learning ค่ะซึ่งมุ่งให้ผู้เรียนเข้าไปมีส่วนร่วมอย่างแท้จริงในกระบวนการเรียนรู้นะคะซึ่งผลในระยะสั้นของ active learning นะคะก็คือผู้เรียนได้ทำกิจกรรมการเรียนรู้ที่มีความหมายต่อชีวิตและได้คิดเกี่ยวกับสิ่งที่พวกเขาทำพวกเขาอยากจะทำนะคะโดยกระทรวงศึกษาธิการของญี่ปุ่นนะคะเชื่อว่า active learning เนี่ยจะสามารถสร้างกระบวนการเรียนรู้ได้โดยผ่านการสนทนาผ่านบทสนทนาหรือว่า dialogue ค่ะนอกจากนั้นนะคะท่านอาจารย์คาวามะตะก็ยังได้อธิบายต่อไปนะคะในเรื่องของ active learning ใน Meisei University ค่ะซึ่งอาจารย์ได้กล่าวถึงโปรเจกต์หนึ่งของ Meisei University นะคะที่ได้มุ่งเน้นการจัดการเรียนรู้แบบ active learning และ project based learning ที่ใช้ชื่อว่าMeisei Summer School Project ซึ่งในลำดับต่อไปดิฉันจะขอนำเรียนด้วยคำย่อว่า MSSP นะคะซึ่ง MSSP นี่นะคะเป็น Project Based Learning อันนึงค่ะซึ่งอาจารย์ได้โชว์หลักฐานที่เป็นรูปธรรมจากคลิปวิดีโอต่างๆนะคะอาจารย์ก็ได้นำเสนอไปแล้วเป็นวิธีการเรียนรู้จากการทำโครงการที่จำเป็นที่จะต้องผู้เรียนเนี่ยค่ะจะต้องมีความรู้ความเข้าใจเกี่ยวกับแนวคิดทฤษฎีที่เกี่ยวข้องทั้งหมดก็คือการที่จะแปลงทฤษฎีไปสู่การปฏิบัตินะคะนอกจากจะมีความรู้เกี่ยวกับแนวคิดทฤษฎีที่เกี่ยวข้องแล้วผู้เรียนจำเป็นจะต้องมีทักษะชีวิตค่ะเช่นทักษะการแก้ปัญหาทักษะความร่วมมือทักษะการจัดการเวลาและนำแนวคิดทฤษฎีต่างๆนั้นมาประยุกต์ใช้เพื่อแก้ปัญหาต่างๆในโลกแห่งความเป็นจริงนอกจากนั้นนะคะผู้เรียนรู้ด้วยวิธีการเรียนรู้แบบนี้ต้องมีความรับผิดชอบมีการกำกับตนเองมีการสื่อสารและมีความคิดสร้างสรรค์ค่ะตลอดจนเข้าใจวิธีการเรียนรู้นะคะ MSSP นะคะเป็นโครงการที่มีความหลากหลายในแง่มุมต่างๆเป็นโครงการที่เกี่ยวข้องทั้งด้านการเรียนการสอนการจัดโครงสร้างต่างๆการวิจัยแล้วก็เป็นการเรียนรู้เพื่อให้การดำเนินโครงการบรรลุผลไปอย่างมีพลวัตนะคะโดยหลักการสำคัญของโครงการนี้คือเขาเชื่อว่าการเรียนรู้เป็นสิ่งที่แฝงฝังอยู่ในสถานการณ์ต่างๆนะคะซึ่งคำนี้เป็นคำที่เขาปรากฏชัดในงานของอาจารย์นะคะ MSSP มีเป้าหมายหลักค่ะในการสร้างกลุ่มผู้ใช้ภาษาแต่ไม่ใช่เฉพาะภาษาญี่ปุ่นหรือภาษาอังกฤษแต่เป็นภาษานานาชาติและสร้างสมาชิกในทีมที่มีความรับผิดชอบแล้วก็เป็นผู้เรียนรู้ที่มีทัศนคติเชิงบวกค่ะผู้เข้าร่วมโครงการจะประกอบด้วยผู้ที่เรียนในเมเซ University ค่ะอาสาสมัครต่างชาติซึ่งมาจากชาติต่างๆที่อาจารย์ได้เสนอไปแล้วนะคะแล้วก็เด็กญี่ปุ่นค่ะซึ่งจะเรียนรู้ผ่านการมีปฏิสัมพันธ์ทางสังคมนะคะผู้เข้าร่วมโครงการทุกคนจะร้อยเรียงเรื่องเล่าของพวกเขาใน MSSP ทุกปีนะคะซึ่งวิธีการสอนในโครงการนี้จะมีลักษณะของกระบวนการสอนที่เป็นพลวัตในการดำเนินโครงการโดยให้ผู้เรียนได้สำรวจโลกและความท้าทายต่างๆในโลกแห่งความเป็นจริงนอกจากนั้นนะคะประเด็นที่น่าสนใจที่ท่านอาจารย์ได้เน้นย้ำและดิฉันก็จะไปปรับใช้ในการสอนกับนิสิตของดิฉันต่อไปก็คือการประเมินการเรียนรู้ในโครงการนี้ค่ะเป็นการประเมินที่เรียกว่าการประเมินเชิงคุณภาพด้วยการประเมินแบบ360องศาผ่านเรื่องเล่าประเมินทั้งจาก Senior Student Junior Student Assistant Student แล้วก็ประเมินจากครูด้วยนะคะซึ่ง360องศานะคะซึ่งจุดแข็งของการประเมินในรูปแบบนี้นะคะก็คือใช้ข้อมูลที่หลากหลายประเภทในการประเมินนะคะคือใช้ข้อมูลทั้งจริงๆแล้วในช่วงท้ายๆของการบรรยายของท่านอาจารย์ก็จะพบว่าอาจารย์ก็จะใช้การประเมินทั้งเชิงปริมาณและเชิงคุณภาพโดยแปลงข้อมูลจากเชิงคุณภาพมาให้เป็นเชิงปริมาณนะคะแต่อย่างไรก็ตามนะคะก็ยังคงมีจุดอ่อนอยู่บ้างในเรื่องของการประเมิน360องศานะคะจุดอ่อนก็คือในกรณีที่เขาประเมินกันเองระหว่างนักเรียนนะคะก็อาจจะเป็นการประเมินที่ประนีประนอมต่อกันไม่เคร่งครัดมากนักนะคะในกลุ่มเพื่อนนะคะเพราะว่าเขามีความสัมพันธ์ที่ดีต่อกันใช่ไหมคะและนอกจากนั้นนะคะถ้าเรากำหนดวัตถุประสงค์การประเมินที่คลุมเครือมันก็อาจจะทำให้การประเมินนั้นไม่ตรงกับความเป็นจริงได้ค่ะซึ่งอาจารย์ก็ได้เสนอข้อแก้ไขไว้แล้วนะคะข้อแก้ไขที่อาจารย์เสนอไว้ก็คือต้องกำหนดต้องใช้วิธีการที่เรียกว่าอาจารย์ใช้คำว่า MBO หรือว่า Management by Objectiveแล้วก็การกำหนดวัตถุประสงค์และเป้าหมายความสำเร็จที่ชัดเจนและการสังเกตและการสัมภาษณ์รายบุคคลค่ะหลังจบกระบวนการเรียนรู้อาจารย์ก็ได้นำเสนอในคลิปนะคะที่มีการสังเกตและการสัมภาษณ์นอกจากนั้นนะคะการประเมินการเรียนรู้ด้วยการประเมิน360องศานี้นะคะจะเป็นการประเมินมุ่งเน้นการประเมินเพื่อการพัฒนามากกว่าประเมินเพื่อการจับผิดแก้ไขใดๆนะคะก็คือการประเมินเพื่อการพัฒนาโดยประเมินผู้เรียนรายบุคคลด้วยข้อมูลที่หลากหลายมีตัวชี้วัดในการประเมินที่ชัดเจนนะคะประเมินจากความสามารถหรือผลงานโดยในโครงการ MSSP นี้นะคะจะใช้การประเมิน360องศาผ่าน3ระดับด้วยกันค่ะ1เรื่องเล่าของบุคคล2เรื่องเล่าของทีมและ3ใช้วิธีการสะท้อนความคิดจากเรื่องเล่าเหล่านั้นนะคะโดยสรุปนะคะขั้นตอนการดำเนินโครงการของ MSSP นะคะก็จะประกอบด้วยการกำหนดเป้าหมาย การดำเนินตามเป้าหมายการประเมินผลการสะท้อนตนเองและการเรียนรู้ต่อไปนะคะสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นก็คือการเปลี่ยนกระบวนทัศน์การเรียนการสอนเป็นการเรียนรู้ด้วย active learning และ project based learning ค่ะการประเมินแบบองค์รวมนะคะนี้ใช้ทั้งการประเมินทั้งเชิงปริมาณและเชิงคุณภาพใช้ทั้งการประเมินเพื่อพัฒนาผู้เรียนระหว่างที่จัดกิจกรรมการเรียนรู้และการประเมินหลังจบกระบวนการเรียนรู้ค่ะและใช้วิธีการวิเคราะห์ทางวาทกรรมหรือว่าDiscourse analysis นะคะคือการเรียนรู้จากสถานการณ์และพฤติกรรมของผู้เรียนวัตถุประสงค์หลักๆของโครงการนี้ค่ะก็จะสะท้อนถึงสมรรถนะระดับโลกที่ส่งเสริมการเรียนรู้จากการปฏิบัติหรือ learning by doing นั่นเองค่ะ
Okay, that's for the summarize. But anyway, next we will be getting to a Q&A questions. So anyway, we got plenty of times. There will be like 2 or 3 questions. Professor, you okay with that, right? You can pitch him directly or you can pass on me if you like to. ก็อาจารย์ท่านไหนที่มีข้อคำถามหรือว่าอยากจะฝากเราจะถามโดยตรงหรือก็ฝากผ่านเชิญได้ครับได้แรกมาแล้วเชิญครับอาจารย์
Thank you for your presentation. According to your reflection, because I noticed that you always used the videotape recorder, do you think the student maybe pretend to talk something or pretend to do something? Is it a kind of fake, or you think it is the real?
No, okay.
Is it work? Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for your question. Yes. Sometimes the students using a video is they pretend the things. But the point, let's say I'm going to trust the students. But the point is that even it is fake, but still it's okay because they understand what is their point of the English. Because once again, this is my way of teaching. Okay, my way of teaching is not only this one. Yeah, for the further learning, so that the students make unaware of the further learning. So their video is going to be, let's say, fake or kind of different emotions there, but still they can understand what the point of kind of the process of self-reflections. Then the teacher's law is going to be to lead the more further the directions for the learning, not only the summer school project, but also other projects or the other English lesson. They come back to the English lesson, then they know how to behave. Then that is not the fake. That is a real English conversation. So we need to resonate with each class. Yeah, thank you very much.
ขออนุญาตทวนคำถามไม่เชิงคำถามเป็นลักษณะของข้อตั้งข้อสังเกตก็คือลักษณะของการว่าการใช้วิดีโอเรคคอร์ดเด็กประมาณนั้นบางครั้งข้อมูลที่มันอาจจะจริงหรือว่าอาจจะแบบเด็กอาจจะแกล้งมันดูเฟกหรือเปล่าพอดีก็ถามไปว่ามันเชื่อถือได้หรือไม่นะครับอาจารย์เขาก็ตอบว่าถึงมันจะดูไม่จริงแต่เขาก็ยอมรับมันแต่ว่ามันมีจุดที่เราจะสามารถไปเลือกวิเคราะห์โดยเฉพาะประเด็นเรื่องเกี่ยวกับการเรียนรู้ว่าเด็กเขาตระหนักอะไรยังไงบ้างมันมีประเด็นที่เขาสามารถเลือกจะวิเคราะห์แล้วก็ move on ต่อไปในส่วนของการใช้วิดีโอเรคคอร์ดิ้งได้ครับ Okay alright okay another one
Thank you so much for your
much.
presentation. It's very interesting. My area in bachelor degree is English major, so very much interesting in teaching. You know, language, especially second language teaching, is very, very problematic in every country, especially in Asia countries.
In Japan too.
Yes. I was looking at your project using my measurement perspective. But first of all, let me a little bit talk about learning, active learning. In active learning, if you set active learning as the main learning strategy.
Right.
Now look at life skills. Should it be the main one or should active learning is the main one? I don't know, but this is I just my suggestion that you may think about it. And we talk about also if you look at the life skills capacity of the people, especially from the student. When you look at their study today, it's not for today life, but it's for the future life, right?
Yes.
So that is the one more is situation based. Maybe also include in your design or something like that, and look back at your work. I see that one question, you know, I don't want my student to ask their friends whether I am a good or bad student, bad teachers. So maybe it's not that student is good or bad, but whether they learn something or not, or whatever. So it's something that maybe we cannot say that good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
if you talk about achievement,
Yes.
use something else,
Exactly.
low or whatever. Or when they were in the situation of you expect them to learn or to say something, but they didn't say something like that. So maybe another terms is better. And I see one of your presentation about the team. They are in a team, right?
Teamwork.
And you expect that, or anybody who see that, expect that all the students would participate in the conversation or perform something.
Yeah.
Now, I also look and also saw the criteria in the form of rubrics. You have rubrics, right?
You mean the 360
Yes,
degree?
yes.
Oh yeah, you have the
360
small,
degree.
small rubrics.
You know, when you talk about measurement, especially 360 degrees measurement or evaluation, there's one more rater involved. Once one more rater is involved, we tend to use like you use what we call is what you call criteria.
Right.
Criteria, but criteria in terms of rubrics, right? It's
Yes.
rubric
in
score,
terms
yes.
of this, yes.
So you get one when you perform something, two something else, something like that. Yes, the level is like that. But you know, when you look at the people, when they rate themselves, you know, yeah, all this rate is perception of the people who rate.
Right.
And when the students rate themselves, they would prefer to overrate, right, themselves. And the teacher may be a little bit underrate or something like that. But what we can do to get rid of this bias is the clear or the what you call clear on and very well define the level or the continuity of the performance. For example, you nothing achieved is one, right? And far from achievement, it seems there is a little effort too. Now, what we mean by far from achievement, that may be a little bit. You are not from measurement, I think.
Yeah.
So let me say that.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one, you know, maybe we need, if you want to use these rubrics to diagnose your students, maybe more elaboration in terms of not the holistic one, you know, but the one that maybe you separate into issue or into dimension, something like that, may be better. So this is maybe need
Yeah, thank you
Sorry
very much.
to
Thank
say,
you. Very,
yes.
Yeah,
Thank you
you
so
have already
much.
you have already pointed out the great things. Yes, in the statistics or if you are a tester, I think this criteria is too vague or too not concrete. But once again, that's why we need a narrative. See, so. Okay, so 4 and 5. Okay, what is the difference 4 and 5? That's the people's intuitions. That will be okay. Because, of course, that I'm not good at mathematics, but it's not let's beside of my preference. But the criteria is that the teachers, and it's not for the teacher, classmates, teammates, and self-evaluation. So how much people thinks that numbers. I mean, yes, we need to have more clear the evaluation, the rubrics, yes, as you said. Yeah, rubrics is more effective if I use this number directly relates their grades. But this grade is not relate their grade or their performances. This is certain of the mediation of that how much they achieved or how they themselves or teammates regarding the points. Like you said, like I said, in the self-evaluation is very high, but the other teams point very low. So why this difference? Then we need to discuss. Okay, what do you think about this big difference? Does your senior student is a very, let's say, dislike you, or is that not a good relationship? Of course, that is not the reason, of course. So these the things, yes, in terms of the quantitative way, I think this is very much random, the numbers, as you have pointed out, and I fully agree with you. Yeah.
โอเคค่อนข้างจะยาวนะครับ เดี๋ยวจะแปลทีละช็อตนะครับโอเค
It doesn't mean that this is not good. You know, the holistic is good. You look at the summative, okay? But informative, and you would like to diagnose people, maybe analytical, maybe need.
I agree.
Better.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank
For
you.
in terms of the summative, yes. Thank you very much.
โอเคครับเดี๋ยวมาประเด็นแรกนะครับที่ย้อนกลับไปตั้งแต่อาจารย์ได้เป็นลักษณะเป็นข้อคอมเมนต์นะครับให้ข้อเสนอแนะก็คือประเด็นพูดการเรียนการสอนเกี่ยวกับปัญหาการเรียนการสอนภาษาอังกฤษนะครับก็เป็นปัญหาของทุกประเทศรวมทั้งประเทศญี่ปุ่นด้วยนะครับแล้วก็ไปส่วนเรื่องข้อที่2ก็คือในเรื่องของ active learning อาจารย์ก็ได้เสนอแนะในเรื่องของการบูรณาการให้พวก main skill ต่างๆเข้าไปให้มันชัดเจนมากขึ้นนะครับซึ่งเป็นข้อเสนอแนะจากท่านอาจารย์นะครับแล้วก็ในส่วนของการใช้ตัวคำหรือการใช้ dialogue ในการพูดคุยก็ควรอาจจะต้องมีการพิจารณาการใช้ภาษาบางครั้งการใช้ว่าสอนดีไม่ดีค่อนข้างจะเป็นคำที่แรงๆนะครับอาจจะมีการปรับคำเช่นเหมาะสมหรือไม่เหมาะสมหรือไปโฟกัสที่ว่าเวลาสอนไปแล้วเป้าหมายคือเด็กเรียนรู้ได้ดีหรือไม่อย่างไรการใช้คำประเภทนั้นจะเหมาะสมกว่านะครับแล้วก็ในส่วนของประเด็นสุดท้ายที่มีการพูดถึงกันก็คือในส่วนของการใช้เกณฑ์รูบิกต่างๆที่เราพูดกันบางครั้งก็คือเกณฑ์ดังกล่าวเนี่ยอาจจะยังไม่ชัดเจนในส่วนของตัวระดับคะแนนหรือระดับเกณฑ์ต่างๆนะครับแต่ว่า professor ก็ให้ข้อคอมเมนต์กลับมาว่าจริงๆแล้วตัวนี้ใช้เป็นตัวลักษณะของการ self reporting ตัวเองแล้วก็รวมไปถึงเรื่องของการให้ peer checking นะครับว่าเป็นยังไงบ้างเพื่อเป็นคล้ายๆว่าเป็นจุด starting point ในเรื่องของการ discuss อภิปรายเพื่อหาจุดในการพัฒนานะครับในภาพรวมก็จะประมาณนี้นะครับ so we still have time for one question alright อีกสักหนึ่งคำถามหรือหนึ่งคอมเมนต์เชิญครับเราจะได้ไปกินข้าวกันแล้วครับ Any questions? Okay, we got one.
Regarding the self-reflection component in the MSST model, I'm curious about how to help students to gain more self-reflection skill.
Self-reflection skill. Okay. I think that's a good point. Yeah, so you mean the self-reflexive skill is also the necessity to digest the experience. I think Yeah, I think, yes, the experience needs to be digested because experience itself doesn't any meaning. So reflections means to make the meaning what they have done or what they should have done, let's say. So that is the improving point. So the self-narrative, self-reporting, let's say, is going to verbalize their tacit knowledge, what they have learned, and to give the meaningful for let's say, for the different random the moments, because they have so many conflicts, so many problems while they are doing the teaching, and which one is going to be leads to their learning, we don't know. So yeah, I think this is a kind of in project-based learning have not problem, but the issue is that the teacher cannot expect the students' learning. We don't know. We as a teacher don't know what point the students would like to learn or students have learned at which points. Of course, we have this we have 3 categories of the language international language user, positive learner, and accountable team member. These 3 points we are going to flame it, but we don't know which points that the learner want to learn more. So then the self-reflections also helps the students for the learning for the further. So they have the verbalize their tacit knowledge in order to create the new knowledge for him or her, to lead to the further learning by these the 360 degree. This is one of the different mediums that we understand their reflections, what their meaning of their experiences.
ครับก็มีการพูดถามถึงในส่วนของการสะท้อนตนเองนะครับว่ามีระดับความสำคัญยังไงระดับไหนยังไงบ้างนะครับซึ่ง professor ก็ได้ตอบในลักษณะของการบอกว่ามันเป็นเรื่องของการที่จะต้องได้สะท้อนเพื่อให้เกิดการเรียนรู้ในสิ่งที่ได้เริ่มทำลงไปเพื่อนำไปสู่การปรับปรุงนะครับซึ่งไอ้3หัวข้อหลักๆในตัวเครื่องมือนั้นก็จะเป็นในเรื่องของการนำไปสู่การปรับปรุงว่าเขาได้เรียนรู้หรือสร้างองค์ความรู้ใหม่ๆยังไงบ้างจากสิ่งที่เขาได้ลงมือปฏิบัติลงไป So I think this now time. Thank you very much. Please give him a big round of applause for thank yous.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
สุดท้ายนี้นะคะดิฉันขอบคุณทุกท่านนะคะที่ให้ความสนใจในการบรรยายนี้